What did it cost you to make the record?
Um, After I had all the songs and everything put together, I went and shopped a bunch of studios, just to find the best rate and the best deal that I could find. Um, it is pretty expensive, if you're paying for a producer and you're paying for the studio time and all these other, you're paying for a tape and you're paying for basically time is the main thing, and so.
Okay, cut to the chase. What did it cost you for your actual recording costs?
Recording costs, I actually, because I was going through a friend of mine who, Matt was a friend of mine, and he wasn't charging at the professional level. I ended up doing the whole thing for, I'd say, about under $2,000, so around between 12 and 1,500, which is really good. I mean,
how many tunes did you get for that?
5 tracks, which were recorded, mixed, and mastered. So. Yeah, it was. You can't find a deal like that,
You
really.
can't.
No.
Now, okay, once in a while, you've got your CD. Now, maybe you can talk about the actual the CD production, right from the layout of the artwork, and how
Mm-hmm.
it mastered and printed, and how many copies were originally printed.
Um. Well, I mean, the best way that I see it is,
Or
I mean,
how did you do it?
what I did is, I mean, for the artwork and for all those, for the artwork and to get things printed and all that. The artwork was actually done through another friend of mine for a very reasonable cost. And then the packaging was done once again. I mean, through people I knew, because it was a short run. I mean, I got 1,000 CDs made, so that's basically the minimum. I mean, you can get 500 CDs, I found, which is the minimum to get made, because it was really.
Who did you use for your duplication?
I ended up going through a company called, or it was called Pam, and it's called.
I know of them.
Yeah. So they're actually called. I forget what they're called now, but they ended up. I originally just wanted to have between 300 and 500 done, and then talking and to be able to get the most out of my money. I ended up going for 1,000, so I got 1,000 done, which just basically included the burning of the CDs, the creation of the hard disk copy of the CDs, the jewel case, and then the inserting of the photo materials and that type of thing.
Now, were you later have to stick on your own label, or was that included on the?
Like shrink wrapping, or
yeah, well, just even the label.
Oh,
Or was it like a stick on it? Because that's what you can get now if you really want to go cheap.
yeah, that's what I ended up doing.
Okay, so
Yeah.
was it a paper label that was put on?
No, it was basically just stamped labels, which is kind of the same thing as the silk screening, but yeah, a little bit more affordable. Does the same trick. So.
Okay, what did it cost? So 1,000 CDs. What did it work out per CD for you?
It was like under $2 a CD.
That's okay.
Mhm.
Now let's maybe talk about your effort to distribute the material.
Mhm.
Whether that includes stuff like sending it out for radio promotions,
Mhm.
and possibly some distributor venues you've looked at.
Yeah.
Selling out of the trunk of your car, whatever.
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of help actually off the internet. I mean, my CD's being distributed in several different places, like from the UK, from the internet, as well as the States. And I found there's a lot of people who are willing to help independent bands, who are willing to kind of help themselves, or go the extra mile, I guess to say, to help their career and stuff like that. So it's really kind of infectious, and I found, and so that's a great way. I found that's a really great way to get the distribution you want, kind of internationally, without having to.
Okay, just let me interrupt. Is this something where actually somebody can go to a store and I can pick up your CD, or is it strictly like a download to listen to music and more promotional aspect?
Yeah, it's a bit of both actually. basically, with a lot of the places, I mean, a lot of the online distribution places, they have hard copies of my CD. So
Throw some names at us.
there's a site called Earbuzz, which has been he's been really helpful. A guy named Don Kimminker at Earbuzz, who's really helpful.
Canadian or American?
American. I think they're actually out of Massachusetts. I'm not exactly sure, but I've actually gotten a lot of sales through them from people that I've heard my music on the net, and then I'll use that web page as kind of a reference for selling material. There's a few.
Now I believe I downloaded "Living in a Jungle" off mp3.com. Is that?
Yeah, mp3.com's huge as well. Yeah, they've been really helpful as well.
One thing I just recently found this. I don't know if you paid to have the material put up, but initially mp3.com, I believe it was like $35 or $40 for a track. But last time I was there, it appeared it was free to artists. Is that?
Yeah. As far as I know, I didn't end up having to pay anything. Possibly, I mean, in the initial stages of mp3.com, they probably had like a registration fee or something. Because I actually do know some musician friends of mine who have been on mp3.com since like the beginning, and the rules have changed a little bit since then. So primarily a Strat man. So my main instrument is the electric guitar. I have it's a 1994 Fender Strat that I got brand new and
Financed at Long McQuaid.
Long McQuaid, yeah. And
what did you have to put down?
actually, I bought it straight out. I'd saved up for it, and so once I got it, it was mine. And yeah, I've found a bunch. I mean, for some reason it's kind of molded to my taste and etc. But because when I pick up another person's guitar, it's just not the same. So it's going to be a hard one to if I have to get rid of it for some reason or something. But that's my main. It's a cream colored one with a rose board neck. It's been yep. It's I've got the tremolo bar on there as well. All the pickups are all custom, so lot's been done to it since it's actually been since it's come from the factory. So a lot of stuff has been tweaked on it for my own personal use. But yeah, that's my favorite guitar for sure.
I just saw while I'm thinking about Living in the Jungle. There's something that sounded like a gorilla or something in the beginning there.
Yeah.
What's that?
Basically, it's for that track. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's the drum track. There's also recorder that's on top of that. Bunch of other stuff. There's maracas. There's shakers. A whole bunch of stuff for that African type sound. So basically, it was a section that was recorded that just kept getting looped over and over. So the live aspect of it was there as well as the sampled aspect of it. But yeah, there's a lot of instrumentation actually going on that track.
Type of your preference for pedals or any particular effect that you like? Do you experiment with effects on your vocals?
Vocals, it's pretty much a reverb type thing, like an ambient type thing that's put on that. Guitar effects, I really like digital delays. Some of the old the more classical effects, from the 70s, the Hendrix type sounds. I like the Univibe. I just got an electric Mistress, which is kind of an interesting. It's like a flange type effect from the 70s. That Mahavishnu Orchestra, if you're familiar with them, John McLaughlin, it was one of his effects that he used. It was really cool. Chorus type stuff as well. It all depends. It's effects. I kind of look at effects as a flavor to add to already some sort of. I guess if the track was a meal, then this would be like a spice type thing. So I'm not too heavy on effects, but they have their place definitely.
Any just straight acoustic tunes on the?
Yeah, there's one track called "Chemistry in Your Eyes," which is an original that. It was really spontaneous, actually, on the album. It was we were setting up to do another track, and I had my acoustic there. I was doing an overdub for another track, and I just kind of went into playing this song. And Matt was just like, all right, forget it, we're going to record this. And it was really spontaneous, actually. I mean, it was never really a track that I wanted to record or include on the whole thing, but it was kind of just something I was playing. He ended up setting up the mics, and we did it in, I think, 1 or 2 takes, and then it ended up being on the... it was recorded straight off the floor, and it ended up being on the album. Live performance stories. First show, I guess, was a while back when I was about 13 or 14. It was at the El Macombo, and it was with a trio band that I'd put together, and we were heavy into Cream and Jimi Hendrix and that type of thing. So we ended up doing, I think it was like a 45-minute set of a lot of Jimi Hendrix covers. I think we did Voodoo Child and some Cream. We did Crossroads and stuff like that, and yeah, from then on, I mean, it was just such a good show. It was.
You have to be appreciative of a 13-year-old going up to play right there.
Yeah.
You have to be a dick to boo a kid.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
When you think about it, because that takes a lot of guts for.
Yeah.
13.
Yeah, it was. I mean, for a first show too. I mean, we opened up for a band called Gypsy Soul, which they were kind of a local, pretty popular band. They were. I think they were signed with MCA or something at the time, so it was a really good show. And to play at the El Macombo as a first show was also, so many great acts have been through there. So it was really, it was really fun. It was upstairs, yeah. So yeah, that kind of,
Would whet your appetite.
Yeah, it was, it was so fun, and had such a great time doing that. I mean, of course, there's been, bad shows just like everybody else. And I'm just trying to think. Nothing too bad. I mean, nothing like being pulled off the stage or anything like that. But there's been cases where we'd share the bill with certain bands who, there's always that competitiveness between bands, even though it's like showcase type things. And there's been instances, where people start arguing about things backstage, and you get the you're 10 minutes to stage time, and then you find out your drummer's in a fight or something like that. So there's always that type of thing. But I mean, there's definitely been a lot more good stories than bad stories, and but just like everything, there's good with the bad. So. Yeah. This is Michael Bolla, and you're tuned into Pepper Scott.